The third phase of development in material culture. Good day. I am going to present you the Bronze Age and the history or the evolution of transportation. The meaning of transportations varies from different references. The first one is the actions of transporting someone or something or the process of being transported. That's what from Oxford Languages. The second one is transportation is the most or is the movement of humans, animals, and goods from one location to another. The third one, the term transport is the movement of something from one place to another. But specifically, transportation is called to be the motion of a thing or a person from a place to another. So here is the timeline of evolutions of transportations. In the 3500 BC, the wheeled carts and riverboats were began to exist and followed with a wheel. The wheel exists 3000 BC. It is a solid and rimmed with nails or strips of leathers. And also, wheels cannot move without its force. So, the taming of horses began to exist between 3100 BC and at 2000 BC, chariots or any type of chariots began to exist, just like a war chariots or light war chariots. But these chariots varies within different sources or varies within different force of transportations. And the second, or the third to the last one, which is the wagons. Wagons exist on 6600 BC. And also, the 332, but that is not according to the Bronze Age, submersibles, or known to be submarines. And at 312 BC, the evolutions of roads or paved roads, which is by the use of asphalt or bricks, began to exist. So I'm going to distinguish the differences or difference between land transportations and water transportations. So the oldest or the most common transportation used by a human is the Shanks pony, or known to be the human foot. So as the earliest transportation used by our ancestors, war chariots drawn by oxen and light war chariots drawn by horses, usually the first one to exist. It is being catered by the Egyptian armies, adapted with horse-drawn war chariots about 1500s BC. It is conveyed warriors to the battlefield, which became the new arm of the military, or called to be the tanks, because like war chariots usually have two-person or carries two-person. The first one or the first person, which is the driver, or which draws the horse. And the second one is the armed man, which carries either javelin or a bow. That's why it is called the new strategy of the armies of Egyptian. The second one is the war chariots, or let me expound what is a war chariots. War chariots did not affect the land transport because there are no properly roads constructed. That's why in the streets are no longer paved because only the central to the like like near in the castle Only the roads in it are paved or known to be have bricks on the track. Few cities were paved, just like I said. Processional roads sometimes had ruts hewn instead of pavement stones. Ruts hewn usually known to be the leading or which leads the wagons. So the roads were known and prehistoric in Europe. So these are the pictures of paved roads and Bronze Age and rust hewn in a road. As you can see, the paved road in the Bronze Age usually uses brick stones because there is no existence of asphalts or known to be the modern days the cement. And the paved or rust hewn in a road, as you can see, it has a hole or a track which leads the way. So most traffic, wagons or backs of packed animals. So modes of transportation used by peoples in the Bronze Age were wagons or any transportations that uses animals because it is tended to lead to the nearest water for long distance transport in some part of the West in the 18th or 19th century because at some point animals can no longer travel far. So that's why water is your second option for your long distance travel. So this is the example of an ancient wagon. So in the Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Palestine, the taming of camel existed in the hundreds or thousand BC. It is because crossing of deserts is possible with the use of camel because of the water or hot water. So we move on to the next one. Persian Empire were were the one who halt the concerns for roads and ideas of centralizing tendencies, Albert Bridges, and also a chain of fire signals to the towers. So these ideas came up for a centralization, just like there is a tire hole between a place like a street or a town. And these ideas was not catered these days because it is evolving. So we move on to the next part. We have the water transportation. River transport and the Nile. So because of the scarcity of timber, or known to be the shortage of timber to be imported from Lebanon or beyond, our ancestors began to build ships, starting with canoes and rafts made from bundles of reeds evolved into larger boats. So these ships was the first existed that, but it is impossible to cross large seas or large bodies of water. So I'm going to show you the example of these ships. So before that, ships are model. So ships before are the model of reed boat constructed with small wooden planks, just like you can see in the history of Bible, the ship of Moses. It is just like a constructions of that. It is made up of small or wooden planks because in the Bronze Age, the existence of metals is usually a what we call that a small amount of metal or metal resources as being catered. So this is a sample of a Bronze Age ship, which has a frameless hull and a square mast. The square mast, as you can see, it is just like a cloth that catches the air, and the air symbolizes as the force to push the boat so that it will travel. So, ships. So this is the ships in Mesopotamia. It is made of or called a skin float because it is made of stretched skins or something like skins of animals that was being covered in a wood frame. And the second one was is the kufa or kufar, or known to be coracle, a broad and short board made of waterproof material stretched over a wicker or light wood frame. So the kufa or kufar was usually a round boat. So as you can see in the next page, you can see that the skin or the frame float has stretched clothes or usually skins of animals. And the kufa and the kufar also uses a stretch things and possibly made as a round boat. So the sea transport or the ships and the Cretans and Phoenicians. Phoenicians were the first one who came up to build plank ships. These plank ships are known to be the or big existing or the first model of the big ships. So the ships that was being discovered from the first BC was being evolved from a dugout canoe. Means dugout, it is being carved into the road. But such ships could sail the Persian Gulf and Mediterranean Sea with little difficulty, but it can settle to travel large bodies of water. So as you can see, plank ships usually big, and it can cater large numbers of people. But and the dugout canoe, as what I said, it was being from the word dug out or being carved into a the body of a wood. That is all. Thank you.